Welcome to Finance and Controlling Training videos. Please visit simplefinancesupport.com. Today I would like to go over profitability analysis and try to understand what exactly analysis is. So we spend time on what to analyze in profitability analysis. Okay, so I'll go over the step by step the things that we normally analyze in the profitability analysis module. So when it comes to the analysis of revenue, so for a business organization you have revenues, right? So when it comes to the analysis, revenue and cost is there, but I'll try to explain about the cost later, and let's spend time on revenue itself. Whenever you have revenues or sales, of course revenues are originated from the sales. You are selling your products to customers. So the primary objective of your profitability analysis is to analyze what kind of customers that you are selling. So that is captured from the customer analysis as well as the products analysis. Primarily, you will try to see what type of customers are there. The type of customer, maybe it's like a corporate customer, government customer, or legal customer, international customer. So there may be different types of customers, and also customer size. Maybe it's a large corporation or small corporation. Like, what is the size of your customer? Okay, so depends on the type of customer, your revenue stream depends. For example, if you are selling something to Walmart is a huge customer, meaning like he is dominating customer, and he can determine the terms with you, and your business existence depends on that large customers requirements. So the size of customer, and also sometimes the customer groups, you may analyze or you may decide your customers into different segments or different groups. So, and you are analyzing the revenue by customer group and customer region also, like which region this customer belongs. And sometimes you may have a customer class. Again, these are different types of customers, and depending upon the company that you are implementing SAP, the customer characteristics may change. Like what is applicable for Apple or Microsoft may not be applicable for GE or Amazon, right? So like that, depending on the type of customers or the type of business organization that you are implementing SAP, the customers may change. So, and customer hierarchy, for example, if you are selling to a customer who is having different locations, and the delivery that you are making to different locations, but when it comes to the payment, maybe it's coming from the headquarters. So the customer hierarchy is also important, and you are analyzing the revenues by customer hierarchy as well, and also what products that you are selling to the customers, like product class, maybe product group, product family, and product hierarchy. Sometimes you are like analyzing the revenue by region, like which region, it's whether it's which country you are selling or which state you are selling, or maybe there's an international region or domestic region. So like this, you are interested in analyzing your revenues by these all elements. Of course, I have listed out here very small number of elements. There is no limit for an organization to analyze, as long as the analysis results in focusing on specific customers. And for example, if you are having revenues from 2 or 3 large size customers, then your focus would be to like explore possibilities of increasing the revenues from these customers itself. So which means like you may give a personal attention to these customers. So the management will decide its strategy based on analysis that you have and the revenue patterns that you have from these different types of elements. Okay, so this is one kind of analysis that you do in profitability analysis module, which gives you instant information on your revenue and sales figures from these dimensions. So like like which products and which customers, which combination of products and which combination of customers, which regions, all these are what you are going to analyze. Pretty much like all this analysis will result in your concentration of your marketing strategy towards analyzing your markets and concentrating on different markets and taking certain decisions based on that. For example, if you are selling a particular product group and to a particular customer family or customer class, then you will try to explore like how do you increase or or increase these products to these other customers, right? So like that. So it depends on like the product and customer that you are selling, uh, and also the over a period of time, like period dimension also you can take into the consideration. Like you will try to see the patterns of the revenues that you are making. So all these are called characteristics in SAP. So in later part of our sessions, I will go over how to create a characteristic and what elements you take into consideration for the COPA characteristic. But at very high level, those elements that you used for analysis are called dimensions. These dimensions are what we call as a characteristics definition. You will take them as characteristics. Okay, so there is no limitation of which product which field in SAP to be taken for characteristic definition. Of course, that has to be related to your revenue analysis or the cost analysis itself. And then let's spend a little bit time on the cost side, because profitability is all about revenues and cost. Okay, so analysis of cost will definitely cost, like what type of cost. Like most of the costs related to product itself, the like whatever the product that you're selling, the cost of that product itself is like a major cost. That's what we can call it as a that particular cost as a direct cost or indirect cost kind of thing. And also like there are some costs which are involved for like marketing your product, and also some of the costs are related to the management itself. So let's look at the product cost. Like there may be a direct cost, which means like you can directly associate with a particular product that you are selling. Obviously the entire cost related to a particular product which you are selling is what we call as a direct cost. And then there is something called cost of goods sold. It's more of an accounting terminology. Cost of goods sold, cost of sale, and sometimes we call, like you can say that fixed cost, variable cost, and then sometimes like you have a production, you have variances generated out of the production, and then these costs also like you will use for analysis in the COPA. So again, variances analysis is not directly related to your profitability from the sales perspective, but variance is one of the factors which will also be taken into consideration for the profitability overall. And also the R&D that you are the cost that you're incurring for your research and development of a product is also a cost that you are trying to take into consideration for profitability. And when it comes to the market, like you have a market selling expenses direct, and then like marketing expenses, which are advertisement or market development expenses. And sometimes you give rebates, sometimes you have discounts like the market, so that is a kind of a cost, right? And then commissions that you are incurring, commissions for your sales force or your channels that you use. And again, market, you may have R&D, means like you for market development, co-op advertisements, like that, you have R&D cost. And when it comes to the management, like you entire management is using your like entire sales activity. So management cost is not directly involved, but of course like that has to be taken into consideration for your finite level of profitability. You may have direct cost very less, but like if the overheads are huge, then you cannot make profitability. So that is what the management costs are involved here. And overall, like which cost, where it's involved, how it is involved, is what all about your analysis of your cost, which is happening in COPA module. So then like we talked about the revenues, we talked about the cost, and then all the elements which are part of your cost. So then end of the day, when you are talking in SAP terminology, you are trying to see all these values in GL accounts. These GL accounts may be revenue accounts or cost accounts, right? And if it's a revenue accounts or cost accounts like GL account, and then or there is another way of looking at it, like a value fields. Basically you are coming up with your own values. Of course we will define all this in subsequent sessions, but just like conceptually you have two types of analysis elements. Either you are analyzing GL accounts by revenues and cost, or value fields. Then if it is a GL account, then you are calling as account based COPA. And if it is like value field based analysis, is what we call the costing based COPA. Again, please remember, costing based doesn't mean that it is related to costing. It means the costing based is the analysis based on the value fields itself. It's more of a SAP terminology to use as a costing based. Instead of costing based, I would say this is a more of a statistical in nature in analysis. So overall, this is what all about the profitability analysis. Like you are analyzing your revenues, cost by different dimensions that we talked about, and also different cost components that you are talked about. So right, so all this is what you are putting together for analysis in COPA module. Thanks for watching this video. Please visit www.simplefinancesupport.com for your learning requirements. And thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.